What is going on today, guys? In today's video, we're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin and the total market cap to see that we should not be panicking based on what's going on right now. Yes, we are getting a huge drop, but this stuff happens all the time in a bull market. If that sounds good to you guys, make sure you smack that like button down below. Let's try to hit 100 likes on today's video. Now let's jump right on in to the video. As we jump right on in to the longer time frame chart for Bitcoin, as you guys can see, we broke this first support box that I had drawn here, and now we dumped straight to that second support box that I had drawn, like we talked about in yesterday's video, right? But what I wanted to touch on today is how much confluence this area of support actually has, and is what I personally think is going to be the bounce point. We could go lower. You know, we've seen black swan events happen very, very recently, actually, just a couple months ago, back in March. But realistically and TA wise, this would make the most perfect sense of a place to get a bounce. So we're going to take a look at that further on in this video, why this area that we're in right now, this like 10,500 to 9,500 range, is the perfect bounce area for Bitcoin and actually the altcoins, because we know that the altcoins follow Bitcoin, right? So as you guys can see, look how much confluence that this green box has, right? We had so much price action all the way back in 2019 in this area. And also we had a resistance and support on it all the way back in 2017 and 2018. And it was the top of our long consolidation range, in the middle of this year, right? So this area has so much confluence. We got a little pump here. Now we're dumping back down. It got bought up a little bit. As you can see, the bottom of this wick, it's getting bought up, but we're not really getting that huge bounce that I was looking for right now. So that's why I want to stress that it is possible that we go lower, but this is still the perfect opportunity to accumulate more Bitcoin and more altcoins, right? So as you guys can see, this is just, it's something that happens all the time. Quick look at our next chart, right? This is going to show you guys what I'm talking about, right? So right now, we're getting a bounce off this 50 EMA on the weekly. This is actually huge for Bitcoin. You guys know I like to talk about the 50 EMA on the 4 hour for altcoins, but for Bitcoin, during bull markets, we usually always get a bounce off this 20 weekly EMA for Bitcoin during bull markets, right? So I highlighted where we are right now, right? We're getting a wick off of it right now. I do not want to see us dip below this. I think if we can get a wick below it on the weekly, but we need to close the weekly candle above this 50 weekly EMA. So if we do get a wick below it this week, do not panic, right? It's totally normal. We just want to see a close above this level. Right now, this EMA is about 9,000, right about 10,000, right? So let's call it 10,000 even. We want to get a close above that $10,000 level this week, or I could see a possibility of further downside, very, very possible, right? So we've already gotten a couple bounces off of it in this bull market so far. But let's take a look back in 2016 to 2017, right? So as you guys can see, look how many bounces we got. We got 1 bounce, 2 bounces, 3 bounces, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bounces. I didn't put one here, but 8 bounces off this 50 weekly EMA. We get a bounce off of it every single time during these sell-offs during the bull market. These sell-offs happen all the time. You can see these massive red drops here every single time. These are all about 40 to 50% correction. So this little 23% correction that we're getting now is basically nothing, right? It's basically a mirage. You can't even basically see it on the chart. It's basically nothing, right? When you zoom out. We've had way bigger ones way back in this bull market, so we shouldn't be afraid. We can do the same thing back here. This one doesn't have that much data points, but this is like the previous 2013 to 2014 bull market. As you guys can see, we got a wick off of it down here, and we got a wick off of it down here, never going below it. Same thing here, never going below it. And so far in this one, never going below it once we broke it. So that's kind of the 50 weekly EMA. Take a quick look at this. I recommend taking a look at this, maybe once a week, just to make sure we're not below it. If we do go below it, I see further downside action. So just be wary of that, guys. I think a good buying opportunity is as close to this 50 weekly EMA as possible. And if we do go below it, I would maybe put a stop loss below that 50 weekly EMA. Personally, that's just me, but we're going to take a quick look at our next chart for Bitcoin. And that is,
So I made all these red lines, right? You guys must be looking at these red lines like, what is he doing, right? This is way too many red lines for me to look at. This is crazy. But each one of these red lines represents something really important. It represents a support and resistance flip, exactly what we're doing right now, right? We're confirming that old resistance as new support. We're going to take a quick look back at this. See what we're doing, guys? We had resistance here for so long. I think we're just coming back down to retest this as support and then move back up. Like I said, if we do break this level, that's worrisome for me. But right now, we got to go with the trend, and the trend is up. So if we do get support on this, this is what I want to see, right? So we're confirming old resistance as new support, right? So flipping back over to this chart, as you can see, this is the 2015 to 2017 bull market. And look at all these red lines is the support and resistance flips, right? So starting here, right, we made our first impulse up, got rejected here. So this is confirmed as resistance, came back down, got another impulse up, came back down and touched the old top as resistance. Same thing here, guys. We continued up, we got a next impulse up, came back down and touched the old top as resistance. Same thing, came back down, came back impulsed up, came back down and touched the old top as resistance. Same thing, came back up, impulse down, touched the old top as resistance. Continued up. This one didn't come all the way down just because this was a massive impulse, but we came back up, touched the native new local high, came back down, touched it as the old resistance as new support, continued back up, came back down, touched the old resistance as support, came back up, came back down, touched the old resistance as support, impulsed up, and then we continued into our bear market. So this happens like 10 times in the last bull market. So why are we panicking right now, right? Just look at the last charts. Why are we panicking? We see these 40% drops retesting old resistances so many times previously. So what makes this time any time different, right? We're only at like a 20, maybe tops 25% correction based on like when I'm making this video, right? So why are we panicking when we're not even at the 45 to 50% corrections that we saw in the last bull market? That's the point I'm trying to make to you guys. Like, do not panic sell your crypto, because when it does come back down and retest the top of this, it's going to impulse up faster than you're going to be able to buy, right? You're going to miss out on so many gains, and you're going to lose money because you sold the bottom and you bought the next top, right? It happens all the time. I see it all the time, right? You're better off just hodling. So that's kind of what I want to look at for Bitcoin today. I also want to take a quick look at the total market cap for crypto. And it's the same thing, right? It's so much confluence right now because we're already retesting this old local top, right? I think what we're doing is we broke this old local top, and now we're coming back down to test it as support, right? That's what I think we're doing. I think we're going to get a bounce here. We'll see what happens. It's not looking too promising right now. We haven't got a huge bounce, what I wanted to see, right? I wanted to see a big V bottom. We haven't gotten it yet, but if we do break this support box, which is definitely a possibility, I'm not saying it's not, I see us coming down to retest this next green box here, which was the second local high, right? Maybe we come back down to retest. Maybe we need to retest this because we haven't retested it yet. So maybe that's a possibility. But I don't see us going below that for at least the total market cap. I'm not even going to try to say these long numbers right here just because I don't even know what that is. Based on decimals, this is way too much for my brain capacity. So we're going to just not talk about the exact number, but you guys can see it on the chart here if you guys want to look at it yourself. But that's kind of what I want to take a look at today. My point of my video is this stuff happens all the time, and I just want to stress it so much during these times. Do not panic sell because you're going to regret it. These things bounce back so fast. These little dumps are just to shake out the weak hands. Don't be one of those weak hands because the weak hands don't make the money. You got to risk it for the biscuit, right? Only risk what you can afford to lose, but you got to risk it for the biscuit. So I'm going to go outside and enjoy the rest of my day. I hope you guys do the same. Hope you guys have a long weekend this weekend. Hope you guys have some days off, but also remember to work on your side hustles, improve yourself every day, get in the gym, meet new people, spend time with your family because you never know when you can't. So I hope you guys enjoy your long weekend. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Do not stare at the charts all day. Go outside and improve your life. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Guys, before I go, actually check out these two videos right to the left of me here. One of them is a video that I recommend, and one of them is a video that YouTube recommends itself. Also, the subscribe button conveniently happens to be located right in the left as well, so click it if you haven't already. And I will stop wasting your guys' time now, I promise. See ya.